So, hello and welcome back to my learning block. Your child is now at a point, because I know this because you're here, your child is now at a point because they are counting everything in sight. However, there's a disconnect to them understanding the numerals. So, numeral recognition. What is it? What is it? What is it? Well, don't mind if I tell you. Let me get this pen going. Numeral recognition is understanding the actual numerals that represent the numbers, right? Numerals, numerals. What does it mean? Are they the same? Is there a difference between them? Yes, there is. Well, number versus numeral. Number is a concept. It's an idea. It's a quantity, right? If I say there are 10 raisins in that bag, the 10 is represented by a quantity. You understand, all right, there's 10 in your mind. You can't necessarily see 10. You can't see 10 raisins, or you can't see the number 10, or you can't see 10 written out. But you can understand the idea, right? That there's 10. It's the idea of the whole matter. Now, a numeral is the actual quantity. It's the actual what it looks like. So 3, that's a quantity. Or 3, that's a numeral. Or 3 raisins. 3 raisins. That's the quantity. That's the actual quantity. So the number is the idea and the numeral is the quantity. Your child may understand the numbers. They may count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, skip a few, a million. All right, they may count that. But can they understand what it looks like? There's far too often that I even see some of my students where I'll write this numeral on the board and they'll get that one. But if I go that numeral on the board, they say they don't really understand it in its place. So what you're going to do, and what I'm going to do, is I'm going to show you how to teach your child how to understand the numeral, to say it and to understand what it looks like. And it starts with our number chart. Now, go check them out in the resources, print one out, and you and your child can work with it from there. All right, so our numeral recognitions, all right, and yes, I do add 0 because they need to understand that concept of 0. 0 is nothing. Even though it's something, it's nothing. All right, right now I have 0 marbles in my hand. Okay, but when you're teaching your child how to understand and recognize numerals, a good way is to start with these charts. And what I do is I say 0, 1. Now, when you get your chart, I didn't do this on purpose. Allow your child the opportunity to add tallies or dots beside each numeral. And what that does is that allows them to also build one-to-one correspondence as they are recognizing numerals. So I have 0, and I'm just going to use dots here. 1, 2, 3. They're disappearing on me. 4. 5. And I'll tell you there's a reason why I'm drawing them like this. 6. 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 8, and then at last, I'll work my way down. I have 10, I think. Yes, I have 10. Now, once you work on this with your child, you'll then continue the pattern. So you'll count 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then you can switch it up from wherever. So you could start from 3 and allow them to see 3, and they'll point at 3. So they'll go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and they can start from another number 7, 8, 9, 10. And if they ever get stuck or get lost, they have the opportunity to count each unit, which is using the one-to-one correspondence. So with all this talk, and I told you I was doing the dots like this for a reason, you can also incorporate odd and even. Odd and even. If there's 1 at the top, it is odd. Like right here, 1 at the top. 3, there's 1 at the top. 5, there's 1 at the top. It's odd because if you put anything on top of it, it's going to fall either way because it's an odd ceiling. But as you can see with 6, it's balanced. So if I put this on top, it'll just sit there. So you can also incorporate odd and even here. Now, once you move away from this process, you want to print out the same thing or something different, and then you want to, or you can keep the same one, and you can then go to a point where you're asking your child, show me 3. And so they have to go to 3 and they show you 3. Show me 10. They show you 10. Show me 6. Show me 1. And so right there, they are now recognizing those numerals. Again, you want to allow them to understand the pattern of the numerals in order. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. And honestly, with younger children, I'd start maybe 1 to 3, then 1 to 5, then 1 to 10, so they can understand how to build up on those numbers, or maybe 1 to 10 if they're ready for it. But once they get to that point, then you want to allow them to find the numbers if you call on it. So let's say I call 3, again, they'll find 3. I call 6, they'll find 6, and so forth. And then from there, your child will really start to develop that understanding of numeral patterns, numeral recognition. They'll be able to recognize numerals, and this whole thing would be a cinch for them. Again, thank you for joining me on my learning block. I look forward to seeing you next time, and keep learning with me.